Before trucks became luxury vehicles with heated seats and touchscreens, they were pure American muscle wrapped in steel. These weren't just transportation, they were statements. Today, we're diving into 10 pickup trucks that didn't just move cargo, they moved an entire nation forward. From post-war innovation to muscle-era madness, these are the legends that built America. Let's roll. Number 10, the 1948 Chevrolet Advanced Design. We're starting with a truck that literally redesigned what a pickup could be. In June 1947, Chevrolet shocked the industry by introducing their Advanced Design series, 6 months before any major manufacturer released restyled post-war passenger cars. Think about that. Trucks got the royal treatment first. The 1948 model brought refinement to what was already revolutionary. General Motors called it advanced design for good reason. It led the truck industry in post-war improvements. The cab featured corner windows for the first time, giving drivers unprecedented visibility. Gone was the floor shifter, replaced by a column-mounted 3-speed transmission that freed up interior space. The parking brake moved from a floor lever to a foot-operated pedal on the far left. These changes cleared the floor completely, making the cabin actually comfortable for 3 people. Under that distinctive alligator hood sat Chevrolet's proven 216 cubic inch inline 6, affectionately called the Stove Bolt. It wasn't flashy, but it was bulletproof. The wider, longer, and lower design compared to pre-war models gave it a thoroughly modern stance that looked ready for business. Here's the kicker. These trucks dominated the market so completely that Chevrolet kept the design virtually unchanged through 1954. Why mess with perfection? Chevrolet pickups held the #1 sales position every single year of the advanced design era. The platform was so successful that over 7 million Chevrolet trucks sold between 1918 and 1959, with the Advanced Design series carrying a huge portion of those sales. Number 9, the 1956 Ford F100. If there's one truck that collectors and enthusiasts universally agree deserves icon status, it's the 1956 Ford F100. This isn't just nostalgia talking. There are legitimate reasons why this single model year stands apart. The 1956 F100 was a one-year-only design phenomenon. While the second-generation F-Series ran from 1953 to 1956, Ford made the 56 distinctly different. The most striking change was the fashionable wraparound windshield that gave the truck a sleek, modern appearance. But Ford didn't stop there. They offered an optional wraparound rear window, making the 1956 the only year in the generation with this feature. The grille received a complete redesign. Ford eliminated the distinctive dipping V shape of the earlier years, opting for a smoother, more streamlined look. The lower grille bar was made smaller than the top bar, creating a cleaner, more classic aesthetic. Some prefer the dramatic styling of 1953 through 1955, but it's hard to deny the 1956's understated elegance. Under the hood, Ford introduced a new optional V8, bored and stroked to 272 cubic inches, producing a potent 167 horsepower. This made the 1956 F100 the most powerful pickup in Ford's history up to that point. The truck also came with safety features that were ahead of their time, including an energy-absorbing steering wheel, double-grip door latches, and a 12-volt electrical system. The driver-engineered cab that debuted in 1953 reached its peak in 1956. Ford had invested $30 million developing this cab using the Measuring Man, a life-size model of the average truck driver, sound deadener in the doors, improved control locations, and an even wider seat, guaranteed comfort. Only 137,581 F100 units were produced in 1956, plus another 25,122 express models with the longer 8-foot bed. Today, pristine examples command 10 to 20% more than similar 1953 through 1955 models. The 1956 Ford F-100 isn't just a collectible, it's the standard by which all classic pickups are measured. Number 8. The 1970 Dodge D100 Dude. In the late 1960s, Western-themed television shows dominated American living rooms. Dodge noticed this cultural obsession and created something brilliant, the Dude. This wasn't just a marketing gimmick. It was a serious performer wrapped in cowboy cool. The Dude started life as a regular D-Series truck, but Dodge transformed it into something special. It featured bucket seats, a tachometer, and an upgraded interior, luxuries rarely seen in work trucks of the era. But what really made buyers pay attention was the color palette. Dodge offered the Dude in lively, eye-catching colors that stood out from the typical white or beige workhorses clogging dealer lots. The real star of the show was under the hood, a powerful 383 cubic inch V8 engine producing over 300 horsepower as standard equipment. This gave the Dude legitimate muscle car performance in a pickup body. The distinctive wide black C stripe running down the sides became the Dude's calling card, making it instantly recognizable. The D-Series trucks were sturdy and dependable machines, but they struggled against Ford and Chevrolet's marketing dominance. The Dude changed that perception. It showed that Dodge trucks could be both tough and stylish, practical and fun. The Dude proved you didn't have to choose between capability and personality. Number 7. The 1978 Dodge Lil Red Express. Speaking of personality, let's talk about one of the wildest trucks ever to roll off an American assembly line. The 1978 Dodge Lil Red Express didn't just break the mold, it melted it down and turned it into vertical exhaust stacks. During the malaise era, when emissions regulations strangled horsepower across the industry, Dodge found a loophole. Because light trucks weren't subject to the same restrictions as cars, Dodge could build a genuinely fast vehicle and classify it as a truck. The result was legendary. The Lil Red Express came standard with a 360 cubic inch V8, producing 225 horsepower, massive numbers for 1978. Chrome vertical exhaust stacks rose behind the cab like some kind of road-going hot rod. The truck sat on fat rear tires that looked like they belonged on a drag strip. Wood slats lined the pickup bed, adding a touch of classic styling to the aggressive stance. Here's the incredible part. The Lil Red Express was one of the fastest American vehicles you could buy in 1978. Period. Not just the fastest truck, the fastest vehicle. It could outrun Corvettes and Camaros off the showroom floor. Car and driver clocked it at 14.7 seconds in the quarter mile, embarrassing supposed performance cars that cost significantly more. Dodge only built the Lil Red Express for 1978 and 1979, making it a rare sight even when new. Today, these trucks command serious collector premiums. They represent a middle finger to boring regulations and proof that American ingenuity always finds a way. Number 6. The 1955 to 1957 Chevrolet Cameo Carrier. Before the Lil Red Express showed trucks could be fast, the Cameo Carrier proved trucks could be beautiful. Chevrolet introduced the Cameo in 1955 as the first pickup with smooth car-like sides instead of external fenders. The innovation was radical. Instead of the traditional step-side bed with running boards and protruding rear fenders, the Cameo featured flush-mounted panels that created clean, uninterrupted lines from cab to tailgate. Early versions even used fiberglass panels instead of steel, making the Cameo lighter and allowing for more vibrant paint colors. Chevrolet positioned the Cameo as an upscale truck, and it came with the price tag to match. It featured a V8 engine and upgraded equipment that put it in a different class from standard work trucks. While it wasn't a sales success initially, buyers couldn't justify the premium over regular pickups. The Cameo's influence was enormous. The smooth-sided design that the Cameo pioneered became known as fleet side, and Chevrolet adopted it across their entire truck line. Today, virtually every pickup sold uses variations of the fleet-side concept. Those flush panels that seemed like an expensive luxury in 1955 became the industry standard. The Cameo was discontinued as a specific model in 1958, but calling it a failure misses the point entirely. This truck fundamentally changed how pickups looked and paved the way for trucks to transition from pure utility to lifestyle vehicles. The Cameo didn't just build America, it redesigned it. Number 5. The 1972 Chevrolet C10 Cheyenne Super. By the early 1970s, pickup trucks were shedding their strictly utilitarian image. The 1972 Chevrolet C10 Cheyenne Super represented the pinnacle of truck luxury for its era, proof that capability and comfort could coexist successfully. The Cheyenne Super trim transformed the C10 from workhorse to gentleman's ride. Air conditioning and power windows in a pickup seemed revolutionary. These features were standard in luxury cars, but in trucks, that was new territory. Chevrolet added front disc brakes for improved stopping power. The interior received carpeting and sound insulation, making the cabin genuinely pleasant for long drives. But the Cheyenne Super didn't sacrifice its truck credentials for comfort. It still offered the robust drivetrain and payload capacity that CK series trucks were known for. The C designation indicated rear-wheel drive, while K models featured four-wheel drive, giving buyers choice in how they wanted their luxury delivered. The square-body C10s from 1972 are still considered great-looking trucks today. The clean lines and upright stance have aged remarkably well, making these trucks hot commodities in the collector market. The Cheyenne Super specifically commands premium prices because it represented forward-thinking design, the recognition that truck buyers wanted more than just hauling capacity. This truck proved that Americans would pay extra for comfort in their pickups, a lesson that every manufacturer learned. The modern truck market, where luxury trucks outsell base models by massive margins, traces its roots directly back to trucks like the Cheyenne Super. Number 4. The 1963 to 1971 Jeep Gladiator. Before the modern Jeep Gladiator made its comeback, there was the original, and it was something special. The 1963 Jeep Gladiator combined legendary Jeep off-road capability with legitimate pickup truck utility. Jeep designed the Gladiator to replace both the aging Willys Jeep pickup and the forward control truck. What they created was a modern full-size pickup that stayed contemporary enough to remain in production with only minor changes for nearly 24 years, proof of excellent initial design. The Gladiator's most significant innovation was its independent front suspension, similar to the system Chevrolet pioneered in their CK series. For a four-wheel drive truck, this was groundbreaking. It dramatically improved on-road handling while maintaining the off-road prowess Jeep was famous for. The longer wheelbase compared to standard Jeeps provided stable cargo space and better highway manners. Engine options ranged from reliable inline sixes to the largest engine Jeep ever installed in these trucks, the AMC 401 cubic inch V8. This power plant made the Gladiator as powerful as it was good-looking. The combination of capability, power, and classic Jeep styling created a unique vehicle that influenced entire categories of future trucks and sport utility vehicles. The Gladiator appealed to buyers who needed a real truck but refused to sacrifice off-road capability. It could haul building materials to a job site, then climb mountain trails on the weekend. This versatility made it popular with outdoorsmen, ranchers, and anyone whose work took them beyond paved roads. Number 3. The 1940s Dodge Power Wagon. Some trucks are legends because they set trends. Others earn legendary status by being virtually indestructible. The Dodge Power Wagon falls into the second category, and it might be the toughest truck ever built for civilian use. Introduced in the 1940s, the Power Wagon was essentially a civilianized military truck. It combined rugged construction with four-wheel drive and sky-high ground clearance. The six-cylinder engine wasn't particularly powerful by modern standards, but power wasn't the point. Reliability was. The Power Wagon could withstand terrain that would destroy ordinary trucks. Deep mud, rocky trails, steep inclines, conditions that would stop other vehicles dead were just another day for the Power Wagon. Farmers and ranchers particularly loved these trucks because they could work in fields during bad weather when other trucks would sink. Dodge continued refining the Power Wagon concept through the decades, but the original 1940s models established the reputation. These trucks proved that sometimes brute durability matters more than horsepower numbers or comfort features. When you absolutely positively need to get somewhere regardless of conditions, you want a Power Wagon. The Power Wagon nameplate continues today on Dodge Ram's heavy-duty off-road models, but enthusiasts know the originals were something special. Finding a well-preserved 1940s Power Wagon is like discovering automotive gold. These trucks earn their keep through decades of hard work, and survivors are genuinely rare. Number 2. The 1970 Chevrolet El Camino SS 454. Technically, the El Camino walks the line between car and truck, but what a walk it is. The 1970 Chevrolet El Camino SS 454 represents the absolute peak of the muscle car era applied to a pickup-style vehicle. Chevrolet introduced the El Camino nameplate in 1959 as a full-size car-based pickup, rivaling Ford's Ranchero. After slow initial sales, Chevy revived it in 1964 on the Chevelle's A-body platform. This made the El Camino a mid-size vehicle that could participate fully in the muscle car wars. The 1970 model year brought the legendary 454 cubic inch LS6 big block V8 to the El Camino lineup. Rated at 450 horsepower, this engine transformed the truck into a sports car with a bed. The LS6 was the same power plant found in the Chevelle SS 454, meaning the El Camino shared its performance DNA with one of the most feared muscle cars of all time. 0 to 60 happened in under 6 seconds. Stunning performance for any vehicle in 1970, let alone one that could haul lumber. Quarter-mile times in the low 13-second range put it on par with purpose-built drag cars. The El Camino SS 454 could embarrass Corvettes at the stoplight, then haul tools to a job site. The combination of muscle car performance and pickup practicality created a unique vehicle that has no modern equivalent. While the El Camino returned in later years, the 1970 SS 454 remains the most desirable version. These trucks are genuine collector's items commanding serious money at auctions. Number 1. The 1992 to 1995 Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. For our number 1 spot, we're jumping forward to the early 1990s because legendary status isn't just about age. The first-generation Ford F-150 SVT Lightning created an entirely new category, the factory-built performance truck. The Lightning emerged when Chevrolet had found success with their 454 SS performance truck. Ford's special vehicle team responded by taking a single-cab F-150 and transforming it into something extraordinary. They started with a monochrome color scheme, your choice of red, black, or white, and stuffed a modified 5.8-liter Windsor V8 under the hood, producing 240 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. But SVT didn't stop with engine modifications. The Lightning received performance upgrades throughout: an aluminum drive shaft for reduced weight, a limited slip differential for better traction, custom calibrated shocks, front and rear anti-roll bars, and thicker frame rails borrowed from the heavy-duty F-250. The legendary racing driver Jackie Stewart fine-tuned the suspension setup, giving the Lightning handling that seemed impossible for a full-size truck. The result was a truck that could outrun sports cars while still being capable of hauling a half-ton payload. It proved that performance and utility weren't mutually exclusive. The Lightning remained in production through 1995, long after the Chevy 454 SS had disappeared. Ford revived the Lightning name for a second generation in 1999 through 2004 with even more power, but the original 1992 to 1995 trucks established the formula. They demonstrated that truck buyers wanted performance options, paving the way for today's F-150 Raptor and other factory performance trucks. The Lightning didn't just build America, it showed America that trucks could be genuinely exciting. These 10 trucks weren't just tools, they were statements. They built highways, farms, and businesses, and today, they are collectors' dreams worth more than when they rolled off the line. Each one pushed boundaries and proved that American trucks could be innovative, powerful, and legendary. If you enjoyed this journey, hit that like button and subscribe for more automotive deep dives. Got a favorite classic truck we didn't cover? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down.